A stratified model of art history from cave walls to quantum states. Introduction. For a long time, art history has been told as a story of meaning. Why did artists paint what they painted? What did their work say about religion, politics, or society? Scholars have offered many answers through the lives of great artists, through the ideas of their time, through economics, or through the experience of people left out of the traditional story. All of these approaches still matter, but they share one quiet assumption, that art history is, above all, a history of what art means. This essay asks a different question. Instead of asking what artworks mean, it asks what made them possible in the first place. Not the ideas behind them, but the physical conditions, the materials, the tools, the surfaces, the technical systems that had to exist before any image could be made at all. This shift is small but important. Think of it this way. Before Rembrandt could paint light falling on skin, someone had to discover that oil paint could blend smoothly on a stretched canvas. Before a photographer could capture a fleeting moment, someone had to find a way to fix an image made by light onto a physical surface. The idea comes after the material condition. The expression follows the tool. This essay proposes a new way of thinking about art history, as a series of layers building up over time like rock strata in geology. Each major shift in art history, from cave painting to oil on canvas, from photography to film, from digital images to the binary code beneath them, happens when a new material layer becomes available. And here is the key point. Old layers never disappear. They remain underneath, supporting everything built above them. Cave walls still exist beneath computer screens. The logic of fixing an image to a surface, first worked out by Paleolithic artists, is still at work inside every hard drive. In this model, art history looks less like a straight line of progress and more like the cross-section of the earth, layer upon layer, each one resting on all the ones below. These layers can be understood along three lines. First, time, not as a march from primitive to advanced, but as a sequence of technical discoveries, each one opening a new range of expression. Second, the physical layer, the actual stuff. Limestone walls, mineral pigments, stretched linen, oil binders, light-sensitive chemicals, celluloid strips, silicon chips, and eventually the binary digits that underlie all digital images. Third, an abstract layer, the way each new material condition changes what we can think, see, and imagine. When images could be fixed to a surface, memory could outlast a single human life. When they could travel on canvas, a new idea of individual identity became possible. When they could be generated by light and machine, the very idea of a record of reality was born. When they became pure numbers, everything changed again. There is a phrase in this essay, art works as a sensor of historical direction. This does not mean artists can predict the future. It means that artists often work right at the edge of what is newly possible, experimenting with new materials and tools before those tools become part of everyday life. In this sense, art does not simply reflect its time. It feels out the next layer before the rest of culture catches up. This way of thinking avoids two easy mistakes. On one side, it avoids putting human ideas and desires at the center of everything, as if new art styles simply grew out of changing beliefs, with materials playing no real role. On the other side, it avoids saying that technology determines art, as if every new tool automatically produces a certain kind of image. Instead, the argument is that art emerges where human intention meets available material. People shape their tools. Tools reshape what people can express. The relationship runs in both directions. The essay moves through 7 layers: the cave wall as the first surface to hold a fixed image, canvas and oil paint as the first truly portable support, the photographic plate as a surface that captures light mechanically, the film strip as a way of taking time apart and putting it back together, the digital processor as a machine that turns images into numbers, the binary digit as the most basic unit of all digital information, and finally the uncertain horizon of quantum computing, where the very idea of a fixed image may one day dissolve into something entirely new. This is not a story of progress towards some perfect endpoint. Every layer is temporary. It only looks complete once the next layer has settled on top of it. And no layer is simply left behind. Each one remains, quietly, as the ground beneath everything that comes after. From cave walls to quantum states, art does not just mirror history. It lives inside the layers through which history becomes something we can see, touch, and make.